In this video, I had a short chat with mineral photographer Matthew Parshchikov about his approach to photographing minerals. I love how he creates stunning images even with very basic setup, proving that you don't need expensive equipment to create incredible mineral photos. How you actually started? Was it like first Matthew the mineral collector, or first you started with photography and
yeah. It was definitely first mineral collecting.
Mm-hmm.
But not so professionally, without a focus really.
Mm-hmm.
It was just some specimens I like rocks, and then I saw Instagram, like accounts on Instagram who posted mineral photography, like Laszlo Kupi, for example, from fine mineral photography, or fabulous and very known collector Fabian Wildfang from Germany, which had who had amazing photographs and amazing pieces. And then I thought, let's do something similar and maybe show the world what I have, what my pieces are, pieces in my collection. Well, turns out they're not as beautiful as theirs, obviously, but this pushed me to really pursue this task to show my collection, and maybe then later, which happened partly accidentally, when I offered just a friend that I can photograph his pieces, because I ran out of pieces to photograph for my own collection.
I see, yeah, I see.
And then I thought that, okay, it works as a second job, or I can earn some rocks or some money with it while doing my studies, which is exactly what I'm doing now.
How you get into minerals initially, like why you started to collect?
It was probably, I don't remember when, but it was sometime in my school years before COVID, when I visited the Mineral Museum in Cologne, where I live, and I saw the minerals and was very fascinated by them, because I had never seen perfect pieces like pyrite and cubes from Navajo, for example.
Yeah.
And this was also my, I think, the first piece. I don't own it anymore, but yeah. Then it kind of faded because of COVID, and I preferred video games over minerals and whatever else. And then, because my parents, they come from Russia, and my grandma lives in Russia, and when I was there, I visited some rock shops, some mineral shops, and the passion was. Well, I found out that I can actually buy those things, and large quantities and pretty nice. I can find pretty pieces in those areas, in those shops, and yeah, and then I found out about the Munich show, that it existed. So my first Munich show was in 2019, and yeah, this was an amazing experience to see so many minerals just for sale, and then COVID came.
Obviously, yeah.
Then I
That's when I've started again, like during the COVID, because I used to collect when I was small, like with children, but then I stopped obviously because I have some other hobbies and stuff, you know. And then during the COVID, I was just so bored home, and I was looking for new hobbies, and I get back into minerals.
Oh really? Oh nice. That's great. Yeah. Well, I wish I found it out earlier, because then maybe I would have learned some things a bit earlier than just now. But still, it's all a big learning curve, and I love where it's going. I love the connections. I love the friends. I love the experiences. I like the interviews and everything, and I like my job as a photographer. So right now I set up my reflectors and focus the light wherever I want it to. And now I'm just doing some photos and stack them later.
later on, because I see in the pictures now, you can see the reflectors basically. You will remove them in like post-production, or
Yes.
Okay, okay, so that's how it works.
I'll remove them in post-production, and then I'll put them on another background. Now the thing is, I hope it's fixated good, because if it starts moving a bit, this will mess up my stacking. And I'll see it in a second if that's the case or not, because otherwise I have to redo it a bit more. Yes. So
when you want a bit of like backlight, you do it these reflectors instead of like putting a light source directly behind the specimen, or how this works?
Yeah, well, as you can see, yeah, I put a reflector behind this fluoride to make it a bit more pink on the bottom. I just don't own a strong light which can backlight those things. Okay, yeah, it moved a bit more. I have to redo it a bit. But I don't like shooting super pieces which need extreme backlight anyway.
I see.
So I'm okay with that. And usually the people who want me to shoot this, they usually own a strong backlight which I can then lend for this one occasion.
I see.
So yeah.
So is it like your clients, you travel to them, or they normally send the pieces to you and you do it at home and then you send back?
Yeah, at first it was like that. They sent me their pieces and I sent them back. Then after my first Munich show, it shifted to, okay, people know that I'm exhibiting at the Munich show, so they gave me the minerals here on site to photograph them. But I also traveled to mineral collectors to photograph on site, but this was, for now, it was just in Germany, because it's quicker, easier. But maybe in the future I'll also do it for Europe or international, depending on the time. Because so yeah, now it's just, I have some friends who live nearby, so they just drop it off, and I mean everyone can drop it off, and I'll photograph them and give them back. But it's a mixture, yeah. I prefer the drop off part, or I travel to them and make a lot of photos on site.
How much you charge for is it like the price I've seen outside? Is it like the price just for the Munich, or is general price like?
That's a general price you've seen outside, exactly, yeah.
So it's like, if you need 1 to 10 photos, I've seen it's like 70 per one, was it?
Yeah, exactly. And then there are some discounts on with more quantity. Yes.
Let's say I don't have money to buy your services. I have some collection. I want to make some photos at home. Do you think like for example, a smartphone is enough to do some decent photos, or it's basically not sufficient to?
Well, depending on your purpose. For
like, let's say I just want some photos for social media and stuff. I don't need like a professional ones. I don't need to get them printed.
I still prefer them to be professional, but yeah, they just a quick smartphone picture or video also works totally fine. But I just generally don't like seeing those kinds of photos on the internet, because they deserve better, in my opinion. Well, or just get a decent phone with a decent camera, and then it's fine also. But I'm not a fan of those fake backgrounds and then cut out pieces where you really can see that this is a fake background, and then they just want to imitate a professional and then high quality photo. But they don't have to do that, in my opinion. It's just a piece in their hand is enough for me for social media. But unless you want to print it, then you should definitely go to some pro and then make it, have your photos done. That's just my opinion, though.
If you have to explain what's like ISO, aperture, or shutter, could you tell like beginners what it means and how to work with it, how they work together, basically?
Well, I can say how to work with it. I don't really know what's the full word for ISO. You should keep it at the lowest possible value, because it brings noise into your photo.
All right.
It makes it brighter, yes, but for mineral photography, you should keep it as low as possible.
Okay.
And the aperture, it always depends on the lighting, because now I have like, what's my aperture? My aperture is at 8. It's the sharpest possible, not the sharpest, but the most, the setting of the lens with the largest focus depth. So because you want to, I don't want it to do 2,000 photos for a centimeter. I just want to like 3 or something. So it's the sharpest possible value and depth. So you have to find it out on your own, or you can Google it. In these lens reviews, they usually have a graph where it shows tests and whatever. So you can just read, okay, that this is the peak is at f8, for example. So I'll use f8, which this is the case with my what's the Fujinon 60 millimeter X, whatever. Yeah. And for my camera, I use Fuji X-T20. Now, I'll stack the photos real quick and find out if I messed up or not.
So what you normally do, you said you take like 3 photos with like shallow depth, and then you put them together in like Photoshop or something?
In a stacking program, yes. So it's some cameras, which is not my camera, have automatic stacking inside the camera. I have to turn the focus every few steps.
So you do it manually, basically?
Yes, yeah. And then I stack it here, check if it moves, because if it moved, then I have to redo it. And in this case, where I'm on site photography and I have to give the piece back, I have to do it immediately afterwards, because then I just don't have the piece anymore. But if it's my piece at home, I'll just, I'll photograph it, and all of my pieces, like 50 or whatever that I have lying around, stack them afterwards, and then go home and see, okay, this one I have to redo, this one I have to redo, this one I have to redo, because there's like tiny movements and whatever happens. With more pieces photographed, the error rate obviously is also higher, but it's not extreme. So yeah.
When I was doing some shooting and I did like a backlight, I had like a bit of glow like around the edge of the specimen.
Yes.
Yeah, how you do you have any technique how to deal with it, or what I did wrong basically?
You have to make sure that when checking that it's not overlit. So you can always go in your camera and zoom in after you did the photo and see, okay, is this white or is this almost white? Because if it's almost white, you can always do it less in Photoshop. But if it's just white, it's like what's the number, like FFFF or something, or maybe that's black. So
like a 000, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
FFF
Yeah,
is white.
it's white. You can't do anything. But otherwise, you can make it like a bit less. So try to. In Photoshop, you can always make it brighter, but make it if you have a halo, you can't undo the halo. But if you don't have a halo, you can create a halo. But make sure that it's not too dark. So it's a balance. You have to find the balance. Yeah, with aperture and well, not aperture, but mostly exposure time and light. So these are pretty far away from the specimen. I've had cases where it was like really here, but in this case it's a matte surface. It doesn't need to be super light, super lit up and everything. So yeah, now I stack the photo and I check for errors, and they did not occur. And I don't have a halo, which is nice. So I can save this now to my computer and return you this piece.
How you deal with dust? Because when I'm shooting my minerals, especially the small ones, there's a lot of like micro dust always around. I have that like puffy thing you have. Like
I use it also,
but sometimes it doesn't help. Like, do you have any?
It really does not help. Rarely the case is I use a brush but that's very rarely because like minerals with like azurite, which are very electric and then load up their energy and attract the dust. You kind of have to remove it manually or you wash it. The thing is, if I get a dusty piece, I tell them it's dusty. I'll do everything I can, but I can't like go wash it. You have to do it on your own because my usual rates, I remove all the dust afterwards. But if it's just too dusty, I'm like, you gave me the super dusty piece. I can't remove all of the dust.
I see.
And I try to mask it as best as possible. So usually it's never it wasn't never a problem. You don't see like big dust particles on my photos ever, unless you zoom in like super close, which you'd never do. And on publications, prints, I mean, even here there's some dust which I can't see with my eyes. So here also. This is from a museum, for example. I don't watch pieces from a museum. I was just and whatever that is, I don't see that. So I mean,
I see. And white balance. How you deal with white balance? Like, do you have any tips on that? Like, because I've seen some people have like these cards with colors and.
No, I don't have that card. I'm too poor for that. No, just kidding. I mean, those cards, they are helpful. I haven't got the chance to get one for myself yet, but I don't really need it for my photography on site. That would be helpful. But I usually, if it's a difficult piece, I'll ask my friends or the person who's commissioned me the piece. I say, okay, please send me a video and daylight afterwards so I can correct the color because I can usually, if it's like a blue here on my camera, it's purple and I know, okay, it's in real life it's blue and then it's like super. But if it was like yesterday I photographed a silvanite, it's a rare mineral and it's just some gray but also a bit yellowish. So I say I have no idea which white balance, like how I'll do it in colors. But with my piece, if I have them on with me, I'll just usually edit them when I correct everything else. I have this in daylight, so I see, okay, this here, okay, and then I correct it. But you have to have a calibrated monitor also, the screen.
Could you now give some examples of like pieces which are difficult to photograph and pieces which are easy to take photos of?
Yeah. For example, this yesterday, this gold arsenic mineral, super easy because it's flat. It's a bit. It's a 2 out of 10. It's not a 1 out of 10 because it's metallic. So I have to reduce one exposure a bit less, so it doesn't like have the super white reflection. But it's super flat. I can just do like 3 photos and it's done. I don't have to do anything. Yesterday also, I had to shoot an extremely difficult for me piece. It was a tourmaline, so it's gem. First thing. Second, it was like this, so I had to make sure that it doesn't fall off while I try to position all the reflectors. I had a friend who owned this piece who made sure that it stays there because he's also a photographer. I mean, behind the scenes, the usual. But also difficult are white minerals on white backgrounds, like phenakite. I shot a phenakite once from Burma. They're like elongated. It was on a feldspar background, so it was like feldspar and then the phenakite. And this is white on white, clear white on white, with a termination. This was really difficult for me. I managed, but these aren't my favorites. And also like things that need super high backlight, like cuprites. I really don't like, or azurite. I say like, there's last Kupi, give me some other pieces. I mean,
I see. So with the backgrounds, actually, like, is there any like rule of thumb or like general rule, what background to use for which colors? You know what I mean? Like,
the gold is, for example, on a blue color because it's. I mean, I could have used a gray one too, but I like the contrast with the complementary colors. This one is on a dark background because I wanted to pop.
I see. Yeah.
And I have some also pieces where it's on the light background. It's usually with gems to show the transparency like best, and then to highlight it. Or if it's like too dark, if it's a black mineral, I usually use a light gray one.
I see.
Or if it's a light mineral, I use a dark background. And sometimes I put a bit of color in there, so it's a tiny bit blue, And here's a tiny bit blue also, I think, and this is also a tiny bit blue, but not much. So just
I
just
see.
a small bit of coal, not blue, but coal.
Good. Yeah. Good. Is there any? If you could like choose any famous, like publicly known specimen to photograph, is there any favorite? Anything you would like to?
Anything to photograph public? Well, it's not because I really like it. It's because everyone has photographed it. Or not everyone, but a lot of people have photographed it. Like, for example, the rabbit ears, the tourmaline, the blue-capped tourmaline.
Yeah.
It's pretty well known. It's super cool. Last Kupi photographed it, got the chance to do it. I think it's a pretty difficult piece because it's large and it's a tourmaline. But just this feeling of having photographed something super unique and meaningful and everything that's so prominent. I like that idea, but maybe some other time.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get the chance. No, there isn't like one piece that I like to photograph, but there are always some. When I visit collection, this could make a nice photo, something like that. Yeah.
Good. Thank you. Thanks for the interview.
Yes, thank you for interviewing me. It was my pleasure. Hope to see you again soon.
Same. Thank you.